Hey dears, fall is here along with a brand new set of shows, and if you know anything about me, I love me a good crime thriller like Death Note or Banana Fish or Terran Resonance. So as soon as I saw the preview trailer for Babylon, I was like, oh, is there murder? Conspiracy? Sign me up for this show. So I was so excited when Amazon finally dropped this show, and now I'm going to give my first impressions and my review for it. And because I have to talk and discuss and theorize about the show and details, this isn't going to be spoiler free, so watch at your own peril. Dun dun dun. Right off the bat, this show isn't to be confused with Fate Babylonia, although to be fair, both reference the same ancient Mesopotamian city. But hold on to that thought, sticky note it, because it's important later. But let's get into the general story. Based off of a novel series, the story revolves around public prosecutor Zen Seizaki as he investigates a pharmaceutical company who is trying to push out a faulty drug. However, when a doctor involved with the research trials for the drug mysteriously and allegedly commits suicide, he suspects foul play. However, the more he investigates, he finds himself entangled in a deep political plot and conspiracy. Dun dun dun! Maybe I'm easily amused, but what I find so funny about this drug investigation plot is the VAs they choose. No lie, there's a lot of Jobros here, to be specific. There's Bucciarati, and then there's Giorno, like the two most drug-hating individuals of Golden Wind, and their characters even have the same personality. It could be a coincidence. It's probably that they were typecasted for these roles because the personalities match. If you think about it, this is kind of like Golden Wind with the drug plot, minus the punching spirit ghosts. But enough JoJo, let's get back to Babylon, and I have to say, there is a quintessential crime thriller feel to this. There's a lot of tropes, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Not every show has to reinvent its genre. It just has to do what it sets out to do well. And I feel like this is a good crime thriller because I am finding myself constantly guessing and wanting to know what's going to happen next. So yes, I think it succeeds at what it does. The hallmark of a brilliant psychological thriller for me is the dramatizing of the mundane. And we don't get a dramatic paper chip eating scene here. Instead, we get a dramatic paper peeling scene. And we get this when Zen is discovering evidence that has a blood stain on it, and he peels apart this paper that seems glued together, and it's just covered in the letter F everywhere, and the lights are flickering, and it's dramatic, and it zooms in and cuts to their faces. My one, qualm, I would say, is he's handling evidence with his bare hands and contaminating it, which is a big procedural no-no in the law world. I'm going to let that pass since I assume the average person is going to be more focused on the huge clue that was just revealed. Another classical thriller feeling scene was the reveal of the doctor, and the investigators just arrived to his home, and we hear this muffled music, and I don't know why. It's almost always classical, except for in the case of the dragon tattoo, they were playing Enya, and Sail Away is forever ruined for me. There's something about the irony of having classical music like the Moonlight Sonata playing during the Mercy torture scene. It's almost even more unnerving to me. So we have this classical music playing, and then his body is mostly enshadowed, but we see the doctor is dead, and there's just this wonderful build up and sinister reveal to it. One of the drawbacks for this episode for me was the cinematography. It fell a little flat. I almost wish there's a little bit more close-ups and more like attention and differentiation within their eyes. Like, eyes are the windows to the soul. If you watch like Requiem of a Dream, there is a lot of attention to like people's pupils dilating, and you can see like the fear, sadness in their face. And this is in part what makes Hunter x Hunter, the 2011 edition, that's what makes it so compelling for me. You can feel and see the emotions heightened in the scene through the eyes of the character. And really within this genre, I almost wish they'd focused a little bit more on the cinematography to just add that degree of drama so you can feel and see the weight of each scene. Also, for better or worse, the pacing is fast, and I never found myself bored. It's almost like the episode ended too soon, and I just wanted more. And the one thing that got me, it shocked me, no lie, it was a shocking and kind of devastating cliffhanger when you find Fumio has committed suicide, which I highly doubt. I think it was staged, or something is afoot with that, but I wish there was more build up to his character for that to have more of an emotional weight to it, so there's more significance to seeing his character die. Like for me, because he's voiced by Giorno, and it's like he's baby, he's the rookie, I felt emotional attachment. But for people who aren't familiar with that voice actor and don't associate the two together, it doesn't have as big of an emotional impact as it could have if he had died like 3 or whatever episodes in. That was right off the bat. Yeah, I expected to see more of him because he seemed so prominent within the trailer. So to see him die so soon, I'm like, no, we could have seen more character development from him. However, I should have seen it coming from the visual poster, because if you look closely, it looks like the paper is wrapped around his neck, foreshadowing and indicating his future hanging and apparent suicide. So this is the kind of stories that I get super engaged in, where I myself can kind of put together the pieces of the puzzle with the foreshadowing and with the clues, and it's like you yourself become the detective. And these are the shows that I get probably way too invested in. Like even with the name itself, with Babylon, it is a reference to the Tower of Babel, which is in the book of Genesis, the supposed birthplace of all language. And I think that's where like the secret messages and coding and all the letter Fs, it's all going to tie into that. But I'm excited to see where this story goes. If you've watched this episode, I hope you've already have. Please let me know what you thought about it down below in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the flip side. See ya.